introduce, I'm not going to call him Obama anymore. I refuse to do it. I'm not participating in this scam, okay? Eminem is going to introduce Barry Soetoro. Okay, there's Barry. There's our boy Barry, who grew up with a trans nanny, who's up to no good all the time, lying about being black, speaking to the brothers. And he is going to be at a campaign rally stop on behalf of Kamala Harris in Detroit. And so since Eminem is still cosplaying as, you know, some rapper that has lived through tough things, even though he hasn't touched his own door handles in like 40 years, he decided that he's going to come out and remind black people in Detroit what they should be doing. And obviously, since it wasn't enough for Barry to tell us what the brothers should be doing, now we're going to add on this guy who has a complex and has essentially made now like 3 albums dissing President Trump. And he's going to come out and probably tell black people how to act, which makes perfect sense. So both people who have absolutely no reason to be doing so, and definitely have no street cred, in my opinion. I think Eminem is such a fraud. I think that Eminem is clearly a homosexual and has been a closeted homosexual for a very long time. And I think that it's very likely that they have blackmail of some description on Eminem. It's very interesting to see now they're suddenly rolling out all of these people. Like somebody mentioned how Usher, who, if you're not familiar with, Usher has been somebody who's been quite scandalous as of late, because we know that Diddy kind of forced, I don't want to say forced, but we know that Justin Bieber was at Diddy parties and he was very much under Usher's watch. Usher, a lot of stuff happened between Usher and Diddy when Usher was very young and he was like 14 years old. And then, so all of a sudden Usher signs Justin Bieber and we see Justin Bieber go from being the sweet little kid to suddenly partying with Diddy and drinking. And Usher was on The View a few weeks ago saying really sensible things about wanting to abstain from politics, and then he clearly got the call. What is the call? Well, I mean, honestly, Kanye told me all about this. Basically, that there's kind of like essentially black people who are really actually being controlled, who are told that they have to control other people. And so Kanye said a long time ago that Diddy was a Fed and that he would have been in prison had he not done a deal with the Feds. And part of that deal was that when he gets the call, like if Kanye's acting out of control, Diddy's got to call Kanye and say, Kanye, you don't do that. Hey man, it's all cool. Like, let's talk about it. And this is kind of what I think now when I see artists like Usher, who just were sensibly saying like, hey, I don't want to jump into politics or tell people how to vote. And then literally like a week later, he tells people how to vote. And he's like, you got to vote for Kamala Harris. And then you see the same thing with Eminem. And he's just making like album after album trying to tell people to hate Donald Trump. Like, what artist really wants to spend time in the booth just speaking about politics and talking about Donald Trump? There's something fundamentally weird about that. Can we agree that that's like fundamentally weird? And so it feels like he's being instructed to do that rather than that it's something that he wants to do. And he's, by the way, not the only one. Also, we have Common, who has recently come out and is really making the push. You can tell they're very concerned about black male voters and the basis of who they're rolling out. And they did roll out Common, who basically came out and said people should vote for Kamala because she understands what it's like in these streets. Take a listen.
First of all, I've been in my own personal space with Kamala Harris. Because when I'm thinking about voting, I'm also looking at what type of human being would you be regardless of your party, right? Like, who have you been before and who will you be in office? Man, Kamala Harris has been around us. She has grown up in areas where, Oakland, where she knows what the struggles we have. She's been through it, been around it, she's taken it in. So her putting like strategy and programs that's gonna support black businesses will actually change the trajectory of black families for the future.
You know, I kind of agree with him. Like, she has been around black families and she knows the struggle because she made sure she was locking the hell up. Black men were getting locked the hell up by Kamala Harris. So she knows the struggle because she's the one that's been implementing the struggle. I mean, she knows what's going on with these families because she's been the one that has been breaking up these families, and she wants everyone to just forget about her record as district attorney. I haven't really forgotten it. And so I know that they're doing this. You see this, and it's been kind of very encouraging. And this was something that me and Judge Joe Brown spoke about off record yesterday as well. He said, and you could just really see this pride in his face, and he said, I'm just so proud of black men right now. Like, it's got to be probably the first time in his life that he is seeing black men just fully reject this and say, what is this? Don't roll out Barry Soetoro from Hawaii and Indonesia to drop a couple of brothers. You're not doing your job. Or roll out Eminem to be like, yo, what's up? Yo, what's up? Cleaning out my closet. What's up? Where's Kim? I'm going to put Kim in the closet. Whatever. To tell me how I should be voting. Like, they understand their circumstances right now. They're looking around and they're realizing that they are way worse off under a Kamala Biden presidency than they were under a Trump presidency. And you're asking them to not believe their own eyes and to trust the process and to believe that the very people who hurt them in the past are going to be the people that are going to help them in the future. And it is a nonsense. So, and I am, by the way, starting to see a lot of black women in the comments section online starting to wake up to the reality that Kamala duped them on her blackness, and the worst kind of duping. Like, imagine just like actually you own the slaves and then like in 2 generations you're just gonna like try to flip the narrative and be like, no, I'm with you. Like, I am you. It's an absolute nonsense, and I am